economically efficient. Why you saying that the private companies can be more efficient?
The answer really is the way that a company works versus the way that a government works. If you are in charge of a government agency such as NASA, what you want to do is to keep your budget as high as possible. This means that economy by itself doesn't mean anything to you. If your budget is higher, you have more prestige, you have more power.
But NASA has a history, record of success over the past decades with several projects. Isn't that the case?
Yes, that's true. But could those projects be done at much lower cost?
With less money, you mean?
Right.
Now we are watching the launch pad from quite a distance away in Xichang. It is about 2 minutes until the liftoff sequence starts. This is a live broadcast of China's second lunar probe, Chang'e-2. Chang'e-2 is about to spend a week until it reaches the moon orbit. And very soon, the tower, actually the rocket will break free from the tower and rely on itself for electricity. Now we've just seen that. The connector has been cleared from.
So we have finished
the rocket.
The third stage fueling.
So that means the fueling process has already completed.
Yeah. And all the connectors between the third stage and the tower will disconnect it one by one.
So it means the rocket will have nothing connected with the tower at the moment.
The only connection with the tower now is hold fast at the bottom.
Hold fast the bottom.
Which hold the rocket steady until the thrust is up to full
where
level.
it is standing on.
Yes.
That's the only connection the rocket with the Earth right now. There's just this 1 minute countdown already started. Well, we can see the arms of the tower have unfolded. Now the rocket is standing on its own. A 10-story high rocket is on its own, carrying China's second lunar probe. It's just 40 seconds rather, until the liftoff. About 20 seconds until the liftoff, and we are for go. The countdown begins now. Ignition. Well, liftoff. We have a liftoff of the rocket carrying China's lunar probe into space. Mr. Chen, at this current stage is the first stage of the rocket is working.
Right. You can see the six thruster just working.
The thrusters are working well. It seems we have a perfect liftoff so far.
So because the cloud is very near the ground, so just for 20 seconds we cannot see the rockets.
Because the speed is fast, and there is cloud in the atmosphere. So maybe in 20 seconds we cannot see the rocket from the ground.
But by the telemetry data, we can see everything is okay.
But we're still tracking that.
Right.
And this is a simulation of its movement. And so far, the tracking has been showing it's normal.
It's normal.
A rough estimate, what is the speed of the rocket right now?
The velocity?
The velocity?
It's just maybe 2.0 kilometer per second.
2.0 kilometers per second.
Right.
But isn't it the first cosmic speed is 7.9 kilometers?
No, just after the second stage.
Yeah, the orbital speed is about that, yes. But
The orbital speed is roughly 2 or 3.
But then you need to get up to roughly 11 kilometers per second to go to deep space.
So 2 minutes since liftoff, the rocket is still on its way to the orbit. So the rocket is flying to the east.
Right. Just right to the east.
So that the tracking stations in Qingdao and Shanghai will track and monitor it.
Also, the Pacific Ocean, we have 3.
In the Pacific Ocean, we have tracking ships to keep monitoring the movement.
We have three ships along the course.
So when it is further away from us, for example, into the Atlantic Ocean, what is the tracking and monitoring work gonna do?
The lunar probe just separation from the launch vehicle, just above the Pacific Ocean, around the.
I mean, at the other side of the Earth, who is to take charge of the monitoring and tracking work? Do we rely on our partners?
The critical phase is while the engines are burning. That's the coverage must be complete during the time.
So
the
it is not
burning.
necessary to have complete coverage.
No,
when
but there may be a tracking ship in the Atlantic to monitor its position, but that's not as critical because by then all the action will be over. The spacecraft will be at the intended velocity and on its way out.
And now we'll see the images from the control center. This is a simulation of the rocket carrying the lunar probe. As far as we know, the tracking, according to the tracking and control center,
the
rocket is in the right trajectory.
The fairing of the rocket, just separation from the launch vehicle. You can see the
separation of the second.
The fairing.
The fairing.
Fairing. On the top of the launch vehicle.
It's to protect the
Which
payload.
protects the payload, right. As soon as you're out of the atmosphere, you can drop that and you don't have to carry all that extra weight with you any farther.
And that will burn in the atmosphere.
Well, they're pretty light construction and they flutter to the ground.
Okay.
We have the flight altitude about 160 kilometers now.
Mm-hmm. Flight altitude of 160 kilometers.
Right.
So now Chang'e is 60 kilometers above the Earth.
Right.
And when we can say that the Chang'e will embark on the transfer orbit?
25 minutes.
In 25 minutes after liftoff,
Yeah.
Chang'e-2 will on the transfer orbit.
Right. You just heard this second stage.
The second stage has been separated.
Yeah.
Well,
See the
this
red
is
line. Red line.
The red line is the tracking,
The actual.
the actual flight path.
Right. The velocity curve. You can see the velocity curve.
So is it picking up speed?
Right.
Once they're out of the atmosphere, the rocket engine is burning almost horizontally So all the energy provided by the propellant goes into accelerating the spacecraft, not just lifting it. It's almost at constant
Because it
altitude.
doesn't need to shake off the gravitational force.
It's now in space. So it wants to pick up enough speed
To escape.
to enter a secure orbit right now.
So now the rocket is on its second stage boosters.
We have two powerful phases during the second stage walking, and in the middle is coast phase. It's about 10 minutes, no power, just flight.
And then we ignite again.
Right.
Why do we need a powerless stage?
So we do need to put the lunar probe into the directly position, accurate the position.
厦门深圳正常，遥测信号正常。厦门深圳正常，遥测信号正常。
So by when
飞行正常。
the lunar probe will break free from the rocket?
Break free,
I mean,
Separate.
separate
separated.
from the rocket
25 minutes.
in 25 minutes.
西昌深
So
圳正常，西昌飞行正常。
So in about 10 to 12 minutes,
深圳正常，遥测
the lunar probe will separate from the rocket
Right.
and on its own.
Right.
3105分钟正常，3105分钟正常。通信管路排气结束。厦门深圳正常，遥测信号正常。
Well, this is in the east coast of China, so does it mean now the rocket is about to
飞行正常。
Just above the
fly
Fujian
away
province.
from the east coast
Right.
and above the area of the Pacific?
Yes.
Just above the Fujian Taiwan province.
And right now it is flying over the Taiwan Straits.
Right.
厦门深圳正常，遥测信号正常。
And now with the rocket is now accelerating.
Yes.
The velocity is around 7 kilometers per second now.
7 kilometers per second. The velocity of the rocket is now 7 kilometers per second.
遥测信号正常。
Well, that's a fast travel, but compared with the speed
飞行正常。
to the moon,
厦门3级一次关机。3级一次关机。
Compare it to an aircraft. This is about 20 times the speed of sound.
yeah.